Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see the basics to write a C program to perform operations on arrays such as create, insert, delete, and display. So first of all, let's see theoretically how these operations we can perform on the array, and then we'll write down the program for the same. So for creating the array, the syntax is, first of all, you have to write the data type, then the array name, and in square bracket you have to give the size of the array. That means the number of elements which you want to store in the array. So here I have given some of the examples how to declare the array. Here int stands for integer, ARR is nothing but name of the array, and in square bracket I have written 10. That means 10 elements of type integer can be stored in array whose name is ARR. Next example, that is I have again declared an array of type integer whose name is marks, and total 60 marks can be stored in this array. 60 stands for either you can consider 60 students marks or total 60 members marks can be stored in this array. Then again same likewise we are having percentage, so whose data type is float. 5 students percentage can be stored in this array. And at the last, we are having an array whose data type is char, that is characters, and the name of the array is name, and the size of the array is 20. That means 20 characters we are going to say. Here 20 characters. Remember, not 20 names. Character, that is single A is a character, single B is a character, single C is a character. Likewise, total 20 characters can be saved in this particular array. We will be definitely seeing in practical in program also how it works. Now, next operation on array is inserting the elements in an array. So inserting the element, again we are having three types. One is you can insert the element at the beginning of the array, that means right at the first position, or you can insert the element at the given position, that means it can be in between anywhere or at the end of the array. Let's see one by one. So first of all, inserting the element at the beginning of the array. So as you can see over here, this green part is shows the index number of the array. So as we have discussed previously also, that here the array index starts with 0 and goes up to size minus 1. So size of the array is 5. But the last index will always point to size minus 1. That is 5 minus 1. That becomes 4. Now, what we have to do? We have to insert the element at the beginning. As you can see, here I am saying that total the size of the array is 5. That means maximum elements which we can store in the array is 5. Now, if I want to insert one more element, then my size of the array should be increased, right? So here actually in C language, array is a static data type. That means once you have declared the size of the array, you cannot change at the time of execution or at the runtime. Whatever size you are defining at the time of writing the program or declaration of the array, that will be the fixed size. You cannot change it later. So if you want to insert the element at the beginning, make sure that your array size is greater. That means total number of elements are less than the size of the array, so that you can have the space. So in this below diagram, I have shown that total there will be the size of array will be 6, so that I can insert a new element at the beginning. So as you can see here, I have shifted the 4th index value to the 5th index, the third index value to the fourth index, the second index value at the third, 1 at 2 and 0 at 1. So likewise, the zeroth position will become empty and you can insert this 9 at the zeroth position. Beginning means definitely at the zeroth index of the array. Simply that means you have to shift every element towards the next position so that you can empty the zeroth position. This is how you can insert the element at the beginning. Next is inserting element at a given position in an array. So here I have taken that second is the position where I want to insert the new element. So if you will see over here, I have shifted the elements. Now see in this diagram what I did in previous diagram, I have just shown you that upper array is having only 5 elements, right? But when you want to insert the element at the beginning, I have incremented the size of the array, right? So in the next diagram, I have already taken the incremented, that means the size of the array is already greater. That means there is some empty position so that I can insert the new element. So here at second position, I want to insert the element. So what I will do, from this second position, I'll try to move the elements till the last position. That means the last element, that is fourth index element, will be shifted to fifth index, third to fourth, second to third. And then at the second position, I have inserted the element that is 9. And at the last, inserting the element at the end of the array. Definitely already the last index is 5. And here there is no element present over here, so I can immediately insert 9 at the last position. So yes, definitely we are going to see this practically, the program, the coding, how we can do this, will be seeing that, right? Next, how I can delete the elements of an array. Again here we are having 4 to 5 options. That is, if I want to delete the element from the beginning, then from the given position, or from the first occurrence, or if I want to remove all the occurrence of an element in an array and deleting the element from the end. So here we are just going to see only 3 options. This deleting first occurrence and removing all occurrence will be seen later programmatically, because in diagram it won't become that easy to explain. So we'll directly see a special video on this. Let's first of all see the basic one. So here, deleting an element from the beginning of an array. So as you can see in the above array, beginning means definitely the element which is at the 0th position. So here actual deletion is not possible. Only the thing you can do is you can replace the element. So when you are replacing, 5 will be moved at the 0th position, 7 at first, 4 at 2, 1 at 3 and 6 at 4. Here what actually happens, this 6 is copied at the 4th index and also its image, that means 6 also remains at the 5th index also. So just to remove it, just to replace it, we are replacing that 6 by -1. And also we are decrementing the size of an array. This is very important, because you are removing one element, that means the size of the array gets reduces. Similarly, actually I forgot to tell you, when you are inserting an element in an array, you have to increment the size variable of that particular array. Now next, when you want to delete an element from a given position. So again, I will be taking position 2. When I want to delete 7, or when I want to delete the element from position 2, again the position 3 element will come at 2, then position 4 element will come at 3, and position 5 element will come at 4. And Now at the fifth position, I will be inserting -1. You can rather definitely insert any value like 0 or 999 something which does not belong to the actual data. For a normal purpose, I have inserted -1. Now similarly, when you want to delete an element at the end of the array, you have to just replace the value 6 by -1 and you have to decrement the size of the array. So when you delete the elements from the array, you have to decrement the size. Size here simply means the total number of elements count. In the variable which you are storing, you have to decrement it. And when you are inserting an element, you have to increment that particular variable. Now, at the last, let's see how you can display the elements of an array. So simply hard-coded form, you can simply write the name of the array and in the square bracket, the index position. So if you have 3 elements, you will be writing array of 0, array of 1 and array of 2. But if you have more than 3 elements, then you have to go on writing the index name, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So this is not at all a good method of displaying the elements of an array. Yes, if you want to simply display a particular element that to only once, then you can prefer this format for printing the elements of an array. But when you want to print all the elements, when you want to display all the elements of the array, at that time you should always prefer the for loop. So as you can see over here, we have used for loop where the index starts with 0. It is less than size. Size means total number of elements. There is a difference between the array size and the total number of elements in the array. That I'll explain you programmatically. And here you can simply display by array of I. That is %d stands for the integer. If it is an integer array, then %f, %c or %s for the character or float array. So that's all theoretically for the array. And in the next video, I'll write the program in front of you actually that how we can write the code and perform the array operations. Thank you.